even about it, because you probably don't need it. Don't ever feel pressured into something, especially if that's not what you came in for.
And ask to see proof. And I mean, we're gonna do little stations out there, but ask to see proof. There's nothing wrong with saying, oh, hey, you say my engine oil's that bad that I need this. Let me see the oil that came out of there. If they can't show that to you, they're either lying. Yeah, that's really it. They should be able to back up any claim that they make at any point, especially if they're selling you a service for it. So yeah, ask for proof.
Yeah, absolutely. And where I work right now, it is mandatory that we do videos and photos. For this reason, we want to build this trust with the customer. But if you are taking your car somewhere, and like I said, this is the whole reason I did this, I spend a lot of money on my car, so I want to know what's happening. You can ask to see, and if there's something you don't understand, you can ask for them to explain it further. What's the scoop with all these additive technologies we see at gas pumps these days? Let's see. And we have our expectation versus reality. Expectation, man, after this injection service, my freshly tuned 4-cylinder Honda Accord is going to be a sleeper, and soon I'll be racing Mustangs. But in reality, your car was driving perfectly fine before, and it still just drives perfectly fine afterwards. A lot of times you're not going to notice any of these differences. Where I work, it is a premium engine treatment that we add to your oil. And the same can be said about fuel additives. This is, selling, marketing. We want to sell businesses. Coolant flushes, the pitch prevents corrosion and keeps your engine running cool. Do you need it? Sometimes, but not as often as some shops suggest. Might you need it? Again, going back and familiarizing yourself with your owner's manual, because this is different per vehicle. What to know? Check your coolant level and condition. If it's low or discolored, a fluid service might be needed. I know, for instance, with coolant flushes, that is a lot more important up north. Very important up north. Where we live, we're pretty safe from having to do it as often as the dealership might have you believe you need to. But again, going back to your service manual and knowing how to look at these things yourself. A lot of cars, they have the coolant reservoir where you can check and see your coolant. Some cars don't even. Some are electric vehicles. And you have inverter coolant.
The other side of that too is a lot of times what they call coolant flushes a drain fill. They empty it, they add coolant back in it. That is not a coolant flush.
Yeah.
And that very frequently gets termed the same. A coolant flush is 3 full fills and drains, run it with water, heat it, get it up to temp, and do it. That is not the same thing. And so that's a common misconception of, oh, I need a coolant flush. That's actually a drain and fill. And so you just got to be careful too to the language used and what they're actually doing on the service.
Absolutely true too. If you want to see examples of that, Chris Fix has a great coolant flush video. Air filters and cabin filters. The pitch improves engine performance and fuel efficiency. Do you need it? Yes, but at the recommended service interval. Might you need it? Check your owner's manual. Typically, air filters need replacement every 12,000 to 15,000 miles. And what to know? Visually inspect the air filter. I will say this. A lot of times it depends on where you live. I know a lot of times some people that live on like ranches or like dirt roads and stuff, they will need to change their filters more often than someone who doesn't. Or maybe people that park under like trees that have like a lot of leaves and such. Knowing where your filters are and what they look like can help you a lot. My best friend, she had told me that she doesn't even believe them when they have filters. She thinks that, they have a filter lying around and they're lying to her. And I tried to explain to her, if you know what your filter looks like, that'll help a lot, because a lot of times air filters and cabin filters are vehicle specific. So it would take more time, for instance, for me to lie that it's dirty than to actually
remove the one.
Yeah, like, yeah, I can't. So I personally couldn't make it up, but I do believe there are people out there that could, but they would have to have your actual filter dirty lying around. So if you know what your engine and cabin air filter looks like if your cabin air filter, like on most Toyotas, it's a perfect little square. Sometimes they have the fancy filters that have the activated charcoal.
Yeah.
That makes it thicker. And that honestly affects how you feel the blower motor too. So that's kind of thing. So sometimes just knowing what the items on your vehicle look like. So owner's manual, and a lot of times don't be afraid to YouTube or Google things if you want to know where to find yours for your vehicle. And ask for help. So this is something you could honestly change yourself, most likely anyway. I want to say that because it is expensive to have it done a lot of times anywhere else. When I'm not lying to you, on most Toyotas, it's even both cabin and engine air filters are really easy to do. You can most likely do it yourself if you want to. Money saving. Transmission flush. The pitch extends transmission life and improves shifting. Do you need it? Debatable. Some manufacturers recommend it, others don't. Might I need it? If you have an older vehicle, have high mileage, or notice transmission problems, it could be helpful. What to know. Check your owner's manual and consult a trusted mechanic. Take it very seriously to only use OEM specific fluids in your transmission. Yeah, this is a sticky one. Definitely consult your owner's manual. Because transmissions are finicky. One thing I will say about this is some vehicles are like world standard or basically where technically the transmission fluid should last the vehicle's lifetime. And then you have to keep in mind that if you haven't been staying on top of transmission services and you have a high mileage vehicle, transmission fluid is highly detergent. So if you have a vehicle that's got like over 200,000 miles on it and it's never had a transmission service and you do one now, it could potentially, you could feel some problems because transmission fluid is so detergent.
And if you have a slight slip and they try to sell you a transmission flush, tell them you probably, if that's what they think, you need a transmission flush. If you're having a slip in your transmission, is 99% of the time going to make that worse. It is not going to make it better with very, very few exceptions. So when they go to sell you a transmission flush, they're like, yeah, you should get a little more life out of it. It's a lie. They're going to sell you a service and you're going to come back a week later having worse problems and they're going to sell you.
The fluid is very detergent, and then it'll just continue washing the clutch pads. But it's so yes, like you said, that's that. General tips for avoiding unnecessary services. Yeah, top one, know your owner's manual. It's right there in the glove box. A lot of times you can also access them online. Get a second opinion. Don't be afraid to get a second opinion from another mechanic. Ask questions. If you don't feel comfortable asking questions, then you don't want to spend money if you can't ask questions. And trust your gut. So with a trust your gut thing, I feel like it's really important to breathe and not feel pressured. I know a lot of people when they're put right there, like, hey, we're already in here. She said $100 extra bucks. This could save you money in the long run because if you come back later, breathe. It's okay to say no. Let's see. Our shops use digital inspections for full documentation with attached pictures and sometimes even videos. Ask them to show you. So, yeah, absolutely. Feel free to ask for proof. Manager special, today only, act fast. Yeah, this is, especially right now, around the holidays, this is big. And, you know, around the holidays, extra money you don't really want to spend on your car unless you have to. Unless it's for a brand new car. Keep that in mind that it is okay to breathe and sit on it. Your car is, unless you already came in there with problems, it's not going to blow up. Unless they tell you, like, hey, your tires are bald. You should really look at these. Yeah, right. Yeah, like, hey, you have no brakes. Like, and they're showing you just the backing plate of the brake.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, if you see a special like this, it's a gimmick because they probably have that year round and the price doesn't actually change. You know, just like under new management. No, it's not. They just got a new sign. Like there is no special. And again, even if they tell you your car may blow up, they should be able to show you that it's going to blow up. They should be able to show you your brake wear. You know, terms like millimeters scare people. Well, the brakes are always measured in millimeters, so they come out and say you have 6 millimeters of brake wear. Your brakes are fine, even though that sounds scary if you don't know. So they should be able to bust out. They should be able to bust out one of these and show you what your actual brake wear looks like, right? They should be able to prove what that. They should be able to prove what it is that they're telling you and saying, hey, this is where it's unsafe, or this is why it might be dangerous. And again, if they can't, probably don't need whatever it is. You may need it at some point. It's great for them to make note. That's due diligence to push you or pressure you into buying something, especially if you don't really ask the question or feel comfortable about it. Just walk away. If they're good business, they'll still be a business.
Absolutely. Yeah, 6 millimeters. That's good. That's in the yellow. Yeah, you're over halfway. 7 millimeters. Let's give those brake jobs a break. Yeah, that's 7 millimeters is good. It's still in the green. Engines have rotator splines.
So these are just some funny videos where people use super scientific language to talk over people, and they're making absolutely zero sense. Which I feel like, especially as women in automotive spaces, happens a lot. Where, you know, the service manager comes in and he's like, oh, and he uses all these words and all these terms and tells you how you might die. And it's very overwhelming. So these are just videos to make us feel not custom.
And on that note, that's how I started. I've been on both sides of that. I've been on the not understanding what's being said to me, and now I'm to the point where I'm like, you didn't say anything just now. Like, all of those words, and you didn't say it. Let's see. These are cute.
You seem to be having problems with that.
Oh no, is this the loudest it gets?
Rotator split.
Engines have rotator splits?
She runs good now. Not for long. I can have it back to you as good as new in less than a week.
See. And Jared's still in Aliquippa. I take it he called you from there?
Yep.
5 days. Well, I think we can work that out. Would you please not feed my dog?
I didn't.
You did so. You can't feed seeing eye dogs treats like that. They're specially trained, so I'd appreciate it if you just left him alone. Don't roll your eyes at me.
Yeah.
Well, if you feel like somebody's doing something sketchy, they probably are.
Yeah.
You seem to be having problems with that.
Is that me?
Okay, there you go. Okay. If y'all have not seen this video on YouTube, this is hilarious and ridiculous.
Turbo encabulator.
For a number of years now, work has been proceeding in order to bring perfection to the crudely conceived idea of a transmission that would not only supply inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal grammeters. Such an instrument is the turbo encabulator. Now, basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it is produced by the modial interaction of magneto-reluctance and capacitive directance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with the panametric fan. The latter consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes so fitted to the ambifation lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented. The main winding was of the normal Lotus O delta type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator, every 7th conductor being connected by a
Okay, so do any of
non-reversible.
y'all have any idea what he is saying?
For a number of years now, work
they
has
try
been
to say
proceeding in
something
order to bring.
complicated word, to make your mind as well. No, that is so difficult, you won't understand anything. So you have to do what we want to tell you.
That's exactly the point, guys. So literally,
Yeah.
he is saying nothing. Half the words he's using are made up. They aren't even real words. And that's what. But it sounds really, really smart, right? It sounds like you're like, oh, this dude. And he says it with so much confidence. How would you not believe him? But it is completely BS, and it's literally a video created to show how easy it is to, if you have an air of confidence, to explain to somebody something, or explain to somebody that they don't understand something. And so I play this more to make the point of, I go back to, it's very easy to have somebody do that to us with our cars. We didn't see in it, and they use big words, and they tell us scary things, and everyone's got a horror story of a friend that had something crazy happen, and it could happen to you. Ask for proof. If they cannot explain it to you in words that you understand, either ask them for somebody else to explain it or leave. You should easily be able to walk out of any automotive shop and understand exactly what was told to you and exactly what is happening or what is being suggested to happen to your vehicle at any point. So with that, we can go into the shop as we set up stations. He's prepared this time. Come on in here. We can show y'all some of these we were talking about. We were talking about fluids and flushes and stuff. A lot of places do, but luckily I happen to be really good friends with the owner. I hear she's pretty chill, so she said that we can be out.
Yeah, absolutely. I like your jeans, those are cute. Thank you. Super cute. How much were they, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, that's not average. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna send you a yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because they'll be right in there at the white shed. Okay, perfect. I appreciate you. Of course, thank you. Yeah. Awesome. There you go. We're gonna have one.
If you two ever end up needing an engine, let the shop buy the engine. She bought the engine? Yeah, the customer bought the engine and we were waiting on it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel bad. We kind of just let it pull through. Oh, no, you're good. Okay. I feel bad. I was like, am I supposed to like, or was it still? Okay. I was like, oh, there's still like. So yeah. Yeah, because I know he's very on top of it. Yeah. Also, I know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like beautiful.
I've been around it. I know what it is. My dad, my brother.
Let me see.
All mechanics.
I'm so bad at
very
this.
into it. Obviously, this is my shop.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm very involved in
Girl,
I
it was a
myself don't
whole
personally
few,
see
like, couple minutes.
For a number of
Oh my
years
gosh.
now, work has been proceeding in order to bring perfection to the crudely conceived
She
idea
doesn't actually
of a transmission that would not only supply inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal parameters.
Any idea?
Such an instrument is the turbo encapulator. Now, basically, the only nuance involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it is produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive directance. The original machine had a base plate of prefabulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two swerving bearings were in a direct line with the panometric band. The latter consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes so fitted to the ambivation lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively
I was so
riveted.
confused. But
The
yeah,
main-
he can go. He goes on for like 2 minutes.
Once it's out of her hands,
It's turbo
and
encapulator. Turbo
You can
encapulator. Send it to someone you love.
Yeah.
Here,
and
hold
so,
on
like,
a minute. Yeah, just waste your time for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I have a question about the tires.
Almost every dealership.
You know, with the tire,
their
they
service
go
advisors
pinch
are based
by,
on
I don't know, whatever on the street, okay, and they start losing air. In certain cars, they told you,
from
well,
the
the
tailpipe.
new models, okay, they told you that the car is losing air in one of the tires, okay?
The tailpipe at the
And
back.
I'm
Was
not
it white
sure
smoke,
about,
gray smoke, or
there
black
is
smoke?
a material that they put sometimes, depending of the damage, that they say, okay, it's also something that we inject on the car and everything is okay. So what is? Uh-huh. Okay.
I would say in absolute emergency to get from here to like down the street where you know you're gonna replace the tire anyway.
Uh-huh.
Sure. But don't use fixed supply. It'll for a number of reasons. One, you could leak again, but two, you'll feel it when you're driving. It'll throw that wheel like super off balance. If that's what you're talking about. Sometimes people can do like patches and plugs. Those are fine. They say patch is the official repair. I plug my car on my personal vehicle.
Is there a
Because
big
I'm pretty
difference?
confident in it. So with a patch, there's a difference in process, but honestly, there's not a difference in like
How it comes out? It's
yeah,
basically
like
the same.
it'll last
And
the
sometimes
duration, the rest of my tire's life, and I won't have to worry about it leaking it with the plug.
A lot of times I will
Um,
suggest if
a
you don't
patch,
see any
and with a
damage,
plug, I'll take
which
the wheel off the car.
sometimes that's
and
a
I
bad
plug
news
it.
thing.
Okay.
Sometimes there
And
is
that's
damage.
With
But
a
if you don't
patch,
see
you're
damage,
completely
what we'll advise is do
dismounting the
several
tire
oil changes
and
within
like
about
going
1,000
in
miles of
with
each
the
other.
process. And that's fine too, and that'll hold as well. But
So which one will be more recommended?
Super high speed as fast as you can get there.
for
What's
plug or
happened
patch,
is
for you
Because
as
it
a
takes everything
consumer,
moving so fast.
if
in
it
such
was
a quick
me, with
succession,
my mom's
it'll
car,
burn
my
some of
sister's
that
car,
carbon
I would
that's
say go
going
with
down
whatever
through your exhaust that goes through your catalytic
Oh, the
converter,
cheaper
your
one?
carbon
I would go
monoxide.
with the cheaper one
It
because
burns some of
they're
that
both.
carbon out.
It'll be fine.
Sometimes that can help
They will
clear
tell
out
you
some of
when
that
you
smoke
can't
if you're doing
plug or
oil
patch
changes
it, and
very
that's
quick
when
with
it'll be
succession.
too close to the
Immediately
sidewalk.
after, you raise one sometimes.
Can I go out one more time?
Yeah, of course.
Too close to the sidewall would be like anywhere where I could get a patch on. So honestly, past here, towards here, would be like, we should just replace the whole thing. We don't want to risk. We don't want to risk you being in a worse off position later on the highway. Especially on 35 where they keep doing work and there's not a shoulder for miles in some spots. So, yeah. Yeah.
Seems to be everywhere. Like Austin,
So a lot of times that
Houston,
means it's
all
your
over.
burnt history. So
I
a lot
live in
of times
Temple,
you do
so my
an
drive
outcrop, which is not great.
because I live in Temple,
But
but I
they
work
go
in
in
North
and
Austin.
they base put a new history, so it helps seal that so that the engine isn't actually burning off.
At least you have some downtime. Like I use that as like a jam session and like
Right,
some of
yeah.
your podcasts. That's
The
always
engine is
great.
Yeah,
getting
comments on that. And today was
that's
great.
why that
That was
level
late
here, because for the most part, it's a closed system.
Yeah, I was right here.
Yeah.
I was like, let's be in the air. So I was like, actually,
It
it happens. We made it here. We're on the Lord's time, is what I say. We'll get there when we get there. There's a reason we didn't make it.
I'm gonna look my phone to have your other phone.
Yes. Okay.
So next time we have.
Do you bring your car here?
I haven't yet. Yeah, but I want to.
Actually, I would trust her with my car.
Yeah. Yeah, I met her in their in the networking group. That the women helping in real life. Yeah. That's awesome. It's been great.
Yeah, because last time I was here, there were a lot more people, and I was super nervous.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're recording. Yeah, and I know I sounded not smart, probably. I'm not sure, but
It's okay.
it was an adventure. And then at the end, like talking to everybody, I was like, okay, you guys aren't ready.
Yeah.
And I guess no one really is, but yeah.
No. Yeah, and everyone's like so kind and supportive, which I love.
I was like,
Because a lot of times there's
Yeah.
these engine oil additives that can help clear out when you've got debris in there. And there are times that I, we use like lubricants like that. And you have to be
So how
really
long
careful because
are that you finish your
it's never going to be a Hail Mary,
mechanic
right?
school?
Like if there's
I'm
catastrophic
school
engine
for
problems,
2
it
years,
may buy you
and
time.
I have been a
It will not
technician
solve
for
the
coming up on
problem, but it can buy you time if it.
And how you find to enter like a normal men job?
I know, right?
Mhm.
So
How they treat you at school?
right? I felt so good
Yeah.
that I actually had a good experience in
Has it
school, and
overheated
same with
at
the
all?
dealership that I'm at now, because I was Googling a lot and looking at women on social media, and a lot of women had a lot of like horrible stories, like horror stories,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad that that happened.
That's the name,
The day and the day.
and that's the date and the time on when it
Okay,
drops. Yes. I have to give you my information. I'm a music artist.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Sorry to interrupt you. Yes. Well, Jennifer told me I had a Wonder Woman because she's like, you need to announce that. You need to say that. And I'm like, I know, but I'm a rapper. And I like, my lyrics are a little different. She's like, it's fine. Like, we're
We're
extreme. On all music platforms. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple Music. You have Instagram, I'll follow you back on Instagram.
Obviously,
Yes. And I have a new single dropping next week. It's called No City Girl.
I can tell you how great we are, but at the end of the day, really, I like
Absolutely.
doing this because I like empowering people that no matter where you go, you should have some information. You should be able to ask questions and be treated fairly.
Thank you. Absolutely. And I'm Brandy. I go by Brandy Bombshell. So artist
Oh my
name.
god, you're so cute.
Thank you. It's a whole switch up. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Juan's here every day. He is fantastic. I joke. Juan is my saving grace for
Where
cars.
he at?
Dude knows
Yes, where he at? I have a music video out. It's linked on my Instagram too. But I have 2 singles out right now, so you can check them both out. Yes, where he at, and then No City Girl will be out next week. And yes, I rap, I give you hype. It's a little bit different, but yeah. And I'm also a singer too. I grew up singing, and then I started rapping in 2019. Yeah, and then I got my first single in 2022.
Give them the
Yeah,
information
I'm like,
and
let's
say,
go.
hey, this is a
I love
priority,
it.
this isn't, and then let you make the decision for yourself.
And now we're back at it
You know,
again. I'm so excited. So yes, next Thursday at midnight. So by the time Thursday comes, my song will be out on Apple Music, Spotify, everything.
You're not gonna take your $6,000.
Yes, it is a blessing. It's hard work for sure being an independent artist, doing it on your own. But it's so worth it.
And sometimes we have to have that conversation. And that sucks, right? I would love $6,000 to put in it.
Trying to.
You live here?
I live in North Austin. Yeah, yeah. I'm close to like Lakeline Mall area. If you know where that's at.
I think so. I'll say I know where something's at, and then I'll go there, and I'm like, I've never been there before.
Yeah. It's like going towards like Cedar Park, 183.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like yes.
Not me.
But I'm not
moving
sure.
that. My bad. No, I'm moving the bar.
You guys, yeah, he was right there.
On their behalf.
I was like,
Be
well,
like,
we're
no,
moving.
this is wrong.
I was like, just act like this guy. Strive to have the confidence of
And the place that they went to was telling them no, that's not.
That's literally a beautiful one.
I mean, if you can just speak with that tone and speak clear and just talk about something with a point, unlike him, you're going to be amazing. How can we lose? You got it.
We are going to do this. Is our
Imposter syndrome is real because I still remember when we asked me to do this like the first time, and I was
so
like, oh, me?
I'm just trying to help.
I don't know. I'm no expert. And then not only am I an expert, I'm a Toyota master.
Let's
I'm actually
go.
higher than a master. I'm in master style. So, but I'm all like, yeah, I don't know nothing. You know, so like it's just imposter syndrome.
I understand.
Yeah.
Especially from being in places where I've had to
Yeah, you said
kind of
Nissan?
shrink to fit in. You know, you can't really be you fully.
Nice.
So then when you really step into that, you're like, really? Like, it's okay? Like, this is a
right,
safe space where I can really be myself? Okay.
You should be all right now. Sometimes they're
Right, but properly,
But that can be solved. You have to take a look at it. Like, at least give you another opinion, even if you don't have us do
So
it.
yeah, when she asked me if I wanted to do it again, I was like,
More than one eyes on it.
I do and I don't. I don't want to be like, no, that adds like a whole nother level of pressure. I try to forget that I'm being recorded.
Every code, every
My
one of
mom's like,
the
where's my
conditions,
screen
notes,
recording? I was like, I don't know.
pictures,
Not sure.
everything will actually.
I didn't ask for the
I'll ask.
Our diagnostic, if you bring it here, it's 97.45. And then if you
Well, you've done
actually do have
great,
us do,
so just know that.
repairs on it, they actually apply that diagnostic to the cost of the
I
repairs.
have a new thing now though.
If you end up needing them, or if
I'm
it's
trying to
worth
grow
getting
things.
done. And I always like to caveat that
I don't,
because
I'm not saying I
sometimes
want to be a farmer or
it's
anything, but
better
like,
just
I was like,
$97
oh,
and
so
then you don't
tomatoes
have
and
to spend
basil.
so
I don't know.
I love.
I know.
sometimes it's a couple $100, and so it's nice to get that back, right?
My
But
decompressing.
it's hard to know until you look at it. But yeah, I mean, we try to be as honest as we can.
Nice.
But do you live in a farm?
And we always encourage people to
Now,
welcome to come
I
here,
live-
hang out while we do
So
diagnostic.
where I live in Temple, I do
shop,
have like a big
and then
back
Juan
garden.
very frequently will take
And I was
people
like, I
back
can
and
start
actually
with a
show
little
them what they're
herbal garden, growing
so
little things indoors.
there's a hands-on
Yeah.
experience.
I don't
to
know.
see.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's
I don't
okay.
even know why I shared that.
Well,
No, that's totally
that
fine.
process is a lot of mental relief. Is when this is like if your stress go in another place and you concentrate that much in that plant that you're growing and you put the water and you check everything that you check on all the time because they say that gardening in general so could be for plants or even for herbs or vegetables is so a relaxed activity to do. It's like a painting as well.
Yeah.
Because you are so concentrated what you're doing that nothing else
Funny that you say that because that's how I got into painting. So I started like, 'cause I was trying to find outlets, and I love like painting like nature, not well, but like watercolors and nature. And I was like, I could be learning about this stuff too. Well, I could be growing it. It's just evolved.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're just trying it out.
Just
Why
trying it
not?
out.
You never know. You might be
Yeah.
like an Einstein at something.
Maybe I hope so. Or at the very least, grow some tomatoes.
And grow something, right?
Yeah,
We can get one.
Yeah. If I could just go and like clip some leaves and make some tea or something, that'd be nice. Oh, and potatoes. You know how easy those are. Yeah, potatoes. You just need a potato that's already like sprouting.
Yeah,
Cut those little eyes.
You know, green onion.
It endeavors.
Green onion.
And I mean, and a lot of times it's like, so we
You
have,
cut,
for
you
instance,
you
this
let
outing right here, I was talking about.
you know, the
This
small
was
part,
actually
the white
got his
part,
own
where you
engine,
see
like
the
a little
root.
shift here to us to
You
try
put
and
that
save
in
so
water
only
in
thing
your
that's
house
really work.
inside. Okay, so you put
Which
the
is always
rest
an
and you
option.
put
If
that
you can find
small
one
piece with the
online,
root.
it's inexpensive.
And in water,
That's always
you
an
have a
option,
plant.
because then you're also not paying.
You have
So
a plant
I always tell
ready.
people,
From the
when we provide
carrot
parts, we
and
provide the
and even the
warranty. We don't
potato,
provide
for
the
example,
parts.
the potato.
Warranties between
Imagine
you
that this
you
is a
and
potato
whoever you
and
buy
you
the parts from.
punch
But it
here
can save you
with
if it's
you know those
if the bottom line concern
wood
is money
stick
right
that
now.
you use to
Like a
take
It can
it.
save you a lot of
Uh-huh,
money.
uh-huh.
So you put it on the potato like that, and you put
Especially on
like that,
something
half
like
on
an engine,
in water, and the other water, the other part is no water. Okay, there, the plant of the potato just
in places like
growing. It's huge.
LKQ online is a great
Yeah.
resource.
So I'm gonna have to look. I don't even have a yard. I'm in a little apartment.
No,
okay,
but
but I
that,
wanna
those
go.
one, you don't need to put
for
in
your
soil, so you
road.
put it in
And
a
it'll plug
apartment, you know?
engines and it'll tell
That's
you
and
what
that's
mileages,
so I have a
how far
background
it
now,
is
so
from
that's
you,
how I
every-
started.
all
I
the little bits of
actually
information
literally
you might
read I have
need.
a library book
And
in my
so,
car. It's
I
called
mean,
Finding
I'm
Mystery
seeing
Garden,
Love it.
and it's about like starting where you're at,
because
even if
they're
you're only in an apartment
right
and you
now,
have limited
rogue
space, and how much food they're able to grow, and food
so
and flowers, and like how they yeah. So you could totally do it.
That is so neat. Do you
I
read a
might have to
lot?
look. I don't remember
Are you a
exactly
book
the
girly?
hours on
I'm
an
having,
engine swap.
I'm
But,
getting back into my books
okay.
now. But yeah, I'm
15
into the
hours.
reading as well.
So
and all of the reading,
Okay.
including the romance.
Okay,
The romance,
okay.
the nonfiction, the all of it.
Okay.
Self-help,
I've been on that lately. Self-help, self-development, personal development.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want a book club,
So just some options.
Recommendations,
I'm
right?
here for
Yeah,
it.
that's one
Let's
thing that a
do
lot
it.
of places don't say.
Yeah,
Don't
they-
let you know
yeah.
like there's options because
Right now, I'm reading
New engines are
The
not
Untethered Soul.
for everybody. They're
wait,
I
very
found it on
very
Amazon.
What
I
is that
forget who
by?
the
Great
author
warranties,
is.
but
I'll have to
they're-
look it up. I can't tell you
Why am I
offhand.
about to say it?
They're extremely
No,
It's
but
for
I know
like
an older car.
healing, much more peace kind of
Engine
author.
in it, if you can get a good used one.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. And then, of course, I have like my daily devotionals. I have like a whole routine for everything.
Yeah, you know it's so funny when people are like, "What book are you reading?" And I'm like, "The which category?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll
Yeah.
start like several of them, and I'll be like, okay, let
That
me
would be
stick
great.
with this one.
Right?
Yeah, that's me.
Right now, I'm trying to get my library books.
Well,
done.
So neat.
So you routine,
Probably
you do the
have to
gratitude.
heavily negotiate down
to say
years.
thank you for everything that
You would have to
expecting
Yeah.
to have, but
be very realistic
So like
about
journaling, I'm doing
to get a
that.
car for
My daily
tangible
devotional,
value.
I'm a big believer in God, so I really like do those day by day. It's a devotional for
so
that,
it's-
and then like the reading as
It's
well.
it's finding a balance.
And then I also just started with the life coach who's been helping me with my healing journey. So eventually that's what I want to step into is being a life coach, a mindset and abundance coach as I call it.
Yeah.
But yes, I want to get healed first and really be in that space to like help others on their journey. So I can't be out here unhealed, like trying to help people. I mean, I could, but I'm not, that's not me. That's not my soul. So yeah, I'm just ready to step into my purpose. Be everything. Michael Singer is who,
Does Untethered Soul?
yes, if it'll load in a
So
second.
if you were able
Okay,
to
'cause
drive
I think
further
that was-
away from Austin,
I've seen it before.
It has a
so-
really
Dallas
good
is like
rating.
a huge used market.
It's
for cars.
good. It is good so
they're-
far.
To buy a used
I also have
vehicle in
another
those
book that I
cities,
got called Get Your Shit Together because I need to get my shit together. And it's helping me with like getting my life on track.
Oh, okay.
So it's nice just to kind of, okay,
So look outside.
I'm
of
normal.
like,
My ADHD and everything is normal. It's okay. This is how we prioritize. You make your list.
But it can be
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, like you're not broken. Like you're not, you know what?
There's a lot of
You're
information.
not incapable of
Exactly.
getting your shit together. Like
It's like, hey, we're normal.
Yeah, and here's how you can work with what you got,
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
if you're tired of repeating the same cycles and doing
girl.
certain things.
Atomic Habits. Last time I came here, another woman recommended that to me, And so that's what I'm reading right now in this
Okay.
category.
Okay, and you have a physical book of that one?
No,
Or
I'm
did
reading
you-
it digitally. I borrowed it from the
Okay.
library.
My friend just told me about that, and this just confirmed it because you said it again. I'm like, I need to check out Atomic Habits.
You know, there's always
The
time.
universe is showing you signs.
Yes,
Okay.
it's aligning.
Yeah.
It's how aligning.
I love it. Yeah.
But
Do
that
that,
you
and it's
find
free.
that reading a book on, for example, on the computer or the phone, or have really the material book that you hold it and you can bring it anywhere and you don't need to be like connected to it.
Right, and
I'm
I charge.
reading it's never too late, and I
Girl,
couldn't
I'm a
believe
hybrid.
at least
Okay.
I like
hybrid,
it. Yeah, I'll do whatever I can get my hands on.
No
I
one doesn't have
noticed,
a car these days.
speaking of Atomic
Especially
Habits,
in
I have a
Texas.
bad habit of pulling
And,
out my phone.
so
Like if I'm alone and doing nothing. So that's why I like having certain apps on my phone with books. And I'm like, well, at least I could be constructively scrolling.
That's
But I
the
do
way to
prefer.
Yeah, that's a
one of
tricky
those
one because you're already
people
you're
with my
teaching
books
process
that
as well. You
And
can't
drive
really be
people
too
crazy.
crazy.
I don't do it to other people's books, but to my books, I like to highlight
Oh,
and
I do
underline.
a lot
I did
of
sticky
that.
note,
The
And
sticky
put
tab.
notes
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, it's like a journal.
Uh,
It's really, well, that's how you know you're really using it. Yeah.
And sometimes something that I do with books is what I start highlighting what I consider in that moment important. I need to write this down.
Yes.
So I had a small notebook, and for the book that I read, something that give me a message, So I write it down, I write it down, I write it down.
Yeah.
And before, in the place that I was living, I don't need a car because I was using metro and bus and whatever. And when I was going in the metro, that I had to spend sometimes 45 minutes there. Instead to be sleeping, there, or to look at the people, I was reading everything that I was writing.
Yeah, you had a
in
had a
that
very
notebook
difficult
for
trying
all
year,
the books
so
that I was reading.
I don't blame you,
And
but yeah,
it felt like a lot of teaching that somebody would say, oh, that makes sense.
I know.
And it's a lot of message as well.
Adore it. And you know what? You can make your own book.
I know we all live
From
yeah,
everything that you
yeah.
do, yes.
Oh, yeah. It's been a year.
And that's
Yeah,
for your filter.
That's
That's how
next year. No, I'm just saying.
that's how all of your favorite books and stuff came about. Someone
Mhm.
did that. So
I like that. And then you took that and reflected on it again. And that's awesome.
And as well, sometimes, mainly in my case, it's more motivation, self-development, this kind of thing.
Where's your cup?
And sometimes when I have
Great job.
certain
Let's
moment
go.
in life that I don't know what to do, I go to that library that I have, and I'm looking at the book. I think that I need to. And I open the book. No, I don't looking for something special, but I open. And when you open that book, you find a message in those pages that you open.
Yes.
I do that with my shelf. Yeah, it's well, some people call it bibliomancy or whatever. It kind of like instead of pulling a tarot card or something, pull a book,
Yeah.
open it, and you're like, huh. It's just
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
or not nearly as deep. Recently, I just I don't even know what it means. I need to Google it. Precocious. I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the word precocious popped up. And then I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and she said it, and I was like, oh my god, what are the odds? I don't know how often you guys hear the word precocious. I don't. So I don't know.
I'm a big believer, and I always sound really like hokey pokey when I say this, but I've always been a firm believer of coincidences or like the universe's way of telling you you're on the right track. Because if nothing matches up, something ain't right. If you start seeing things where like the word precocious, then all of a sudden it's like in a podcast and you're like, yes, I heard you talking about reading The Untethered Soul, great book. But when you start to see these things align, like I feel like the universe is like, see, this is the breadcrumb, and you follow the breadcrumb, and there'll be another breadcrumb. And like I've always used to believe that, and my husband's like, you are just a loon, but I'm telling you,
No, everything connects.
because there has to be some way that we know that we're not just floating on this rock in the middle of nowhere. And for me, it's coincidences. Like I can't believe in complete randomness, and even if it's complete randomness, there's always patterns in nature. There's always structure in nature. So why would we not believe that within like metaphysics and energy, right? Like there has to be
Even when people are
patterns.
like hokey pokey, like scientifically speaking,
Statistically speaking,
Right?
it is
Like,
probable. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So I was like cracking up because I just listened to Atomic Habits on Blink.
That's so fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like,
Confirmation.
I own Untethered Soul. I read it years ago.
See, here we are.
So if y'all are into some good self-help books,
Yes.
just get yourself a Blinkist account.
Blinkist. Oh, you use Blinkist?
Blinkist is.
I wasn't sure. I was like, should I use it?
I
didn't.
love my
Blinkist?
Blinkist.
Okay.
Yes. And so my big thing with Blinkist is it's tons of literature, but it is the Cliff Notes version that you can play audibly. You can play it like in your headphones or on your phone I played in my car a lot. But I have listened to like Never Split the Difference, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Some of these are books I read, but like you go several years, you forget.
Yeah.
Like
right.
you're like,
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea too.
I
Like
like that.
brushing up on ones you
yeah,
read
it
too.
just gives you the key points of every chapter, and then it summarizes the whole thing at the end of it, and it's fantastic. And if y'all have got Alexa and Kindle, now you can tell your Alexa to read your Kindle books without an Audible subscription.
Oh.
Turn up.
In your Alexa's voice, so pick you a sexy man voice and get you some Sarah J. Maas and call it a weekend.
Hey.
Not speaking from experience.
I'm just letting you know.
So I've
Speaking for a
heard.
friend.
Tell a friend is a friend.
But yeah, Sarah J. Maas in sexy Australian.
Okay.
Not bad. Not bad. I like my Stacey the chair.
Let's try that out.
Me too.
Like children.
Would you like a glass of wine? Do we have options, or is there only
We do. We have whites and reds. And pink. Let's see.
Oh.
Pinks. Pinot Gris. White mix.
Okay, what's that red?
Behringer Napa Valley Merlot. And I think I only have Merlot.
Okay. I could do Merlot.
Or if you're like me, I like to mix Merlot and pink. But that's me because I'm gross and I don't like.
Did you open during the weekend? No.
Joe, yeah, we're open on Saturdays.
Okay, Saturday. Okay.
Nice.
Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
8 to 5. Yep. And I will actually be here this weekend. One of the few weekends I will be here doing things. I have like all the doors shut. I don't know if y'all noticed. It's like a creepy place in here. We're in the middle of redoing my office. And there's just furniture and paper strewn all over Helen, half of Georgia in there. And then same with this corner office. So it's a little bit of a disaster right now. I'm ashamed, but it is what it is. Oh, maybe I can get this out. This is what I get for having giant fingernails on right now.
Well, thanks for going through the trouble for me. I appreciate you.
At least it's
Great
gives me,
hosting.
gives me an excuse to have a real bottle of wine up because we were just drinking non-alcoholic wine. And 'cause now if I open this, it has to get finished. It's bigger than me.
Okay. We will take it.
All right. Yeah, Blinkist is fantastic.
I remember you talking about horses last time. Does
Yes,
that mean you have experience growing stuff?
I have unrelated, but yes.
I don't know. When
So
I think
a little bit.
farm, when I think horse, I think farm. When I think farm, I think veggies and.
So kind of. My parents. I grew up. My parents boarded horses for a local breeder who bred racing quarter horses and barrel quarter horses, and then would stud them out. Which was a really. And then we had Arabians, a couple of Palominos, things like that. When we moved and bought property, then we ended up having an actual ranch. So we actually had about 3 acres of a garden. And I've always been a very like gardeny, like walk around barefoot. I was just telling my husband, he thought I was crazy when I was telling him this. We used to have house salt, which is like the salt you cook with. And then we had garden salt, which it was different salt. Like it was texturally different. I swear it tasted different. I never knew what it was, but there was a special salt shaker that stayed in our garden. And that was garden salt. And you literally would pick anything from the garden and you just put salt on it and ate it. And like, that was like a very common thing. fruit, didn't matter what it was. You just put garden salt on it and you eat it.
Sprinkle them.
So yeah, I very much love having gardens. And most of these plants are real. These happen to have been a birthday gift this week, but
They smell good.
yes, they just smell
great.
good.
Standing here, they calm my nerves. I don't know what they are, but they smell great.
Yeah, so roses, some daisies, some baby breath, just carnations.
Love carnations.
Yeah.
That was our flower for Chi Omega.
Oh,
Sorority girly.
wow.
Yes.
Ooh, I did say, was that your sweater today you were wearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I
on the
was
back
like,
of this one, I have the crest. Yes.
okay.
Yes. I still rep my little gear as alum.
I get that though. I get that.
Yeah, I paid enough for it. So.
Damn. That's why you gotta make it with your music career. You got to be paying back that student.
Okay. Pay back everything.
But yeah, what's your question about gardens?
Do you have one?
So right now I do not. Well, okay, let me step back a minute. That's not entirely accurate. We have a small orchard in our backyard, so we gave up fruits and veggies on like a small scale for like pear trees and peach trees and plum trees and fig trees. I have a little bit of asparagus growing, but that's it. So we have like a mini orchard in our backyard, but no like normal one right now.
That is
And
a
I,
weird
yeah,
garden.
there's a much more expensive garden with a much smaller yield.
Oh.
But no, I want to go back to having a nice big garden. I love growing peppers and tomatoes and all of the things. It's really hard to do when you work 1.5 million hours a week. And I basically live here. It's gotten to the point where I've joked about just putting a garden here and putting a shed out in the backyard or in the back like area, because I'm here so often. But yeah, I don't currently have like a normal vegetable garden, which is sad.
My current like book obsession, like most of my books, normally they're smut. It is what it is.
Yeah,
But like right
go
now,
for it.
but right now, it's gardening books. Like I bought a bunch, and then I was like, I need to calm down. And now I have some from the library.
It's a
Like I don't have
self-discipline.
Oh, and I got a compost bin. I'm working on
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, did you get one of the big like hand crank rotator ones, or did you get like one of the under sink like shake it up babies?
I'm crazy. I have both. I bought both.
Okay.
I love
I
it.
love that though.
Instantly. I was like, and I've been stealing people's things at work. I'm like, are you done with that banana? Give me that too. And
You gonna finish that?
Yeah.
Just take
So they're like, is she?
So in spring you will have the big ones.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
So when are you getting chickens?
Well, that was my thing. I was all like, now I need something with gold poop. So it's either chickens or alpacas. So.
I mean, no, you're not. It's fine.
Yeah.
Goats are also a
And
great
then
option.
Alpacas, I was like, oh, they're herd animals, so I can't have any less than 3. And
Yeah.
my boyfriend was like, okay.
No, it's a real
Yeah.
thing. My brother, weird. My oldest brother used to have an alpaca farm in Wisconsin. It was super randomly. What?
Wisconsin.
Yes. And when he passed away, his kids got it. But yeah, it was like a very random, like, who knows people in alpaca farm? I do. I do. That's totally normal.
Did
But
he
I'm
make a killing selling their poop?
no, I think he did it as an ag exemption, and I think he did nothing with the alpacas. I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he only had them for the ag exemption for the land. But and they're considered an exotic. So you get extra tax reliefs for having an exotic ag animal on your land. So like, it's not just goats or cows. You have something fancy. But it's not a zebra, which you actually pay more for, which is weird. But yeah, there's certain exotic animals that you actually pay extra to be able to have. It's a weird, yeah. See, I am a little hillbilly. Just a little.
I'm over here like,
He could have made a killing off their poop.
Yeah, so I will say though, I'm a chicken person. I have like a chicken problem. Yeah, we're people act like chickens are so dumb, but I promise you, they are some of the most low-key smart animals.
I was about to borrow a library book by Cy Montgomery.
Okay.
They did a book on like octopus and how intelligent they are, and that's a really popular book. They also did one recently on chickens.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, cool. Because apparently chickens are amazing. I'll learn about chickens.
Okay, go look. I don't know.
I don't have room for chickens. I have 4 cats.
Or do you? Because if you get one of those coupes that has the wheels, you can just kind of scuttle along.
Listen, this past weekend I almost started a worm farm. And I was like, let me
I
know.
love the red wigglers. Yes. And you just line a big box with some newspaper and get that compost, and you got your
Yes,
black
and
gold
poop.
right there.
Yeah. And I was
The
like,
castings are worth it.
Yeah.
If you start a worm farm, I want to come see this in person.
Yeah,
It sounds
you can
nice.
ask.
It is a joy, and this is gonna be real gross, y'all. But
Oh, you're good.
you stick your hand in it when it's like super overpopulated, and they just kind of wriggle. And it's very tactilely satisfying.
It's giving
Because it's
Some people
squishy and it's
hate it.
kind of warm, and they're kind of cold at the same time.
Oh,
I love
it's giving
it.
episode
Yeah.
of Fear Factor.
I love
that
it.
I never got to do.
I love it.
You're like,
when I was little, I loved worms and
Yeah.
mud. So, but I didn't know how cool they were. Well, I knew they were cool, but for different reasons. It was
Yeah.
just like I
They're like
think
they're creepy
cool.
color. Yeah.
Look, I like this, but now I'm like, their poop is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say, if you do get chickens though,
scared me. The big old baby at the back.
Clay Coven has some emotional. We're working with him. Him and the big goldfish are meeting once a week for their session. He gets real mad. They don't like that I brought them out here, but he gets real mad and he flings water out. So like earlier today, I was feeding them and I literally got like water and fish food like flung at me. He a little temperamental. He and the crawfish, they get into some.
Yeah, and he went back there throwing his tantrum.
Yeah,
see
he
him.
pouting.
He's hiding back in the.
What's that? He's old. Okay, so that fish is probably like 7 years old. He was one of the first fish I got in this fish tank when I originally built it. So he a grumpy old man. Let's see. He got some things. As the other thing that you can do if you're really into having like seriously just incredible golden dirt, you can get you a sumped fish tank with like big fish, and you can filter and feed your plants with it like you would in hydroponics, but you can actually do it with the fish because they poop is food. And the water has ammonia, nitrates, and nitrites and nitrates in it, which is what's in fertilizer anyways for when you feed your plants. And the fish can't have too high amounts of it because it's bad for them. So you have to cycle it out anyway. So if you cycle it through a plant and then you recatch that water, it's filtered and you can just basically have a self-fulfilling whole system.
Look at that.
We actually thought about making an entire sumped hydroponic system with our fish tank inside our house at one point. And as fun as that would have been, I'm kind of glad we didn't end up doing it because I keep having these like nightmare visions of like us losing power one time and like the sump breaks and we can't aerate the tank and it just sits there for a week and the fish die and I got to get the water out. And so now I'm good, but at the time I was very, very excited. I know he wants us to come home and I don't know what to tell him. And he wants me to bring something hot and crispy.
That's sweet.
Well, I don't know.
Hot and crispy. I was thinking chicken for some
That's what
reason.
I thought too. I'm 90% sure that's what he's extra crispy and buttery is what was said. Yeah, that's
I want chicken. I don't know. When I heard hot and crispy, I just thought of like fried pillows and a little like
sopapillas?
yeah,
Dessert like that. No, I could
yeah,
go
a
for
little
that.
crunch.
I just had a lot of birthday candy. I got a lot of chocolate for my birthday, and I don't normally eat a lot of sweets.
Happy belated.
Thank you, but I think if I see another piece of chocolate anytime soon, I might yell at it. I've eaten so much chocolate. I feel like I'm like pre-diabetic at this point because I have eaten so many pieces of chocolate.
Oh my gosh.
So many pieces. I didn't eat dinner the last 2 nights and instead 8 boxes of chocolate.
Balance, baby.
Yeah.
I know. As a teen, it was different, but now we're like,
Yeah. Well, and so for my birthday dinner, my sweet loving man of a husband, sweet man goes, "What do you want?" I said, "It's cold outside. I don't want to go anywhere." And he says, "Okay, well, I'll get you something." So my husband hates that I have a fast food problem. Okay, I love fast food. I love junk food. I really, really love hot and spicy McChickens from McDonald's.
okay.
Okay, they have good chicken sandwiches or like good. I'm using that word loosely, but they have like normal chicken sandwiches. No, I don't want that. I don't want this $7 sandwich. I want this $2 weird patty thing with some funky flavored mayonnaise and the weird shredded lettuce that gets wilted.
But it hits though.
That's what I want.
Yes.
My husband hates that I love this. He hates
He's like, I'm
McDonald's.
offering to get you anything.
Okay.
It is your
All
birthday.
things.
And I said, 2 hot spicy McChickens. So he did. He went and he got them, and he got me a mini Ben and Jerry's pint, and he came back and he gave it to me, and I go, you know what I really love about this? You know what makes it special? I know part of your soul inside died getting me this. That's
Oh my
love.
gosh. Yes, because of all things.
That's
spicy. I love that.
That's what I wanted. It was delicious.
Aw.
But yeah, my
And it came
from-
with sweets.
Yeah.
It came with sweets.
Yeah. And I didn't have to leave my house when it was like 40 degrees outside, so that was more important.
That's a win. Happy
Yes.
birthday to you.
Thank you. Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes. Thank you. I've been lying about my age for so long, I'm not 100% sure how old I actually am. Yes. Yes. And not a cusper, like a diehard, like center lane, no question about it.
You're a Sag.
Yeah.
So is my niece and my dad.
And you love both of them.
I do. I do. My niece near her like this because she's 2, and I'm like, come on, this my her, the little cute baby. That yes.
Oh my God, look at that face.
That's
Look,
her.
hold on. Pilar, look at this face. Zukai. I would steal that.
No, that's how I feel about
She would be mine.
too.
Now my dad, he's very strong-willed. I will say that. Very strong-willed.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so is my dad.
But he's right there. He's December 21st. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
right there.
Okay. Yep.
Yes, I'm
My
When is his
brother.
birthday?
November 29th.
Okay.
Oh, cuspy.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
cuspy.
Early cusp. Yeah.
Okay.
My brother is the 22nd, and it is JC's.
Okay.
And he's a cuspy. And I'm like, you're not a real Sagittarius.
You know what's so funny? I thought I was the only person that says cuspy. And people that are not into astrology,
Yes.
they're just like, you were so gross. What are you doing?
So a cuspy is a person who's born on a split between two astrological signs.
I love the baby.
So if you're like a Sagittarius and a Capricorn, I don't think that's actually right. But anyways, if you're like born in the middle of 2, then you're on the cusp of them. So according to astrology, you have traits of both. So some traits are stronger. So, but then you get called a cuspy. I just say it because same thing. Like I know it bothers people.
Yeah,
and I
right.
think it sounds
And they're like,
adorable.
they're not already into astrology. And they're like,
So you'd be a cuspy as well. You'd be a cusp Sagittarius. Yep. You just had a birthday as well. Happy belated birthday. What? Well, hopefully.
It's the same day of the holiday,
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving sometimes.
That's super cool though. See, normally Thanksgiving's not a gift day, so I feel like you should be like, you were all thankful for me.
That.
Give me
give me
gifts.
things.
Yeah. Like I would totally play into that if it were me, Pilar. I would be like, you're all welcome for my presents. And I'm thankful for everything you just got me.
That.
I would be that.
And this whole delicious meal for me. Am I
For me,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Please don't eat till I have sat.
When I was little, I said November, December, they sound the same for me.
Okay, yeah.
My birthday is on the Christmas day, the 24th, 100%.
Then they're
Close enough. Close enough.
It's my birthday, it's not Christmas, no,
Yeah,
next
that's
one, okay.
In all fairness, though, my one of my older brother's birthday is the 24th of December, and one of Lyra's best friends is the 24th of December, and so weirdly, that's like a big birthday day in our house, and I'm like, couldn't have just left it for Jesus. No, I got to be all selfish, but we actually don't do anything on December 24th. We celebrate First World Appreciation Day. So we talked about this, no power, no heat, no electricity, no internet, no devices. If we want to go somewhere, we have to walk or ride a bike. There's no cars. So yeah, I can't even like call my brother on his birthday. So I always have to like call him the day before and be like, happy birthday tomorrow, loser. Cause yeah, we are completely shut down offline on December 24th, but it's a lot of fun and I enjoy it. Yeah. But speaking of books, so I have like a robust Kindle library because I pay for Kindle Unlimited and then also buy books because that's normal.
Yes. No. Yep.
I spend the $10 a month to get free books to buy books.
And a lot.
I know, I have a problem.
No, me too.
But because we do First World Appreciation, I can't use my Kindle on December 24th, which is the probably heaviest read day for me of the year. I will literally read all day. Can't use my Kindle. So I have to prep.
To buy books.
And I do.
I gotta go.
So I've gotten into a really weird genre. I'm really into people's house cats that solve murders.
Oh my God. Tell me why. I have one. I do.
How is
I
that?
have
It's so
idea
good. I don't know why.
You know,
it's
it's
not
so
good
pretty.
like writing. It's not good plot.
It's not.
But I have to read them. I have to know what
You're
happened.
like into it.
Like when they went and got the beagle down the street and rode him to the cemetery to sniff around for fibers. What happened?
Oh my
So
god.
I'm so obsessed with this weird specific niche genre.
Where's mine?
So
Here it
I
is.
just went.
What is it? The Cats Came Back by Sophie Kelly. That's on my I DNF'd that shit.
Okay.
I did not finish.
So Cat and Indigo Mood, and I'll send you the other two that I have at home. But I have just gotten into this whole genre, and I found this weird bookstore on Facebook, right off of 130, just north of Kelly Lane, over by like where Cedar Ridge High School is. Over there's a little storage building thing. Inside of there is a weird rogue bookstore that has zero organization, zero anything. And for $20, you fill up a bag. Doesn't matter what's in the bag, you leave for $20. With as many books as you can fit in that bag. And it is the craziest. First of all, there's 375 copies of 50 Shades of Grey, every one of them. And I'm like, all right, I see what's happening here. But there's like, I brought probably 7 Agatha Christie books to prep for appreciation. Again, some weird pet cat mystery books. It's just a series, but it was like a very, it's like going to a garbage sale of books.
I love that.
Oh, it was so
And
great.
now I want to do that. What is
I'll
it?
send you the place. It's like
Hey,
Sophie books, Sophie reads. I'll send it to you. But yeah, and I have like the ladies, you have to call her to get let into the building to go back to the 2 storage facilities where she like opens the garage door and you go in and there's just books and boxes. Like it's, and you just dig through it like a kid in a chocolate factory. It's insane, but I love it. Yeah.
I'm from where she got all those books.
I have no idea. I'm imagining half-price books that close down in small towns. That's my guess. I have no evidence to prove or disprove this, but my guess is somewhere in like outskirts Taylor, Texas, 3 half-price books in a thrift store shut down. And this lady was like, I'll take all the books. Here's $7.
Okay.
And they gave it to her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 100% convinced that's what happened. But yeah, it's, yeah. Because
I want someone to go with me.
I'll go. 100%. I took the
We
kids.
can go.
Yeah,
I wanna
let's
go.
do it. Yeah.
Book thing.
It's so crazy. Yeah, I love it. I spend way too much time and money in bookstores.
I found a bookstore. It's called Libra Books. Libra.
Yeah, like
And-
read in Spanish.
Yeah, and it's cute.
Or French.
It's really tiny. I don't know what it is. It's a V.
It's French. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
French? Okay.
Because Libra is Spanish, right? Anyways.
Yeah, but it's cute and it's tiny and they are organized, but a lot of them are rare books. There's one book in there that I want really bad, but I almost got it. And it's like it's a cabinet of natural curiosities. So they have like little smaller editions that you can buy that are like anywhere from $20 to $50, right? But he has the big like first edition, and it's like $360, and it is massive. And my friend was like, "Do it," and I was like, "You're a horrible friend." But anyways, I'm letting myself sleep on it some more. I just saw it a couple days
Ask
ago.
him if he has corn up. Okay, could you split it up
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
payments?
It is Christmas time. Help me
Yeah,
out.
Right? Is there a layaway? Is there a layaway option? You know,
But it's such a beautiful. It's an old book. So on this one, I found YouTube shorts because I just wanted to show people. This is how much
Oh,
I
how
think about this
cool.
book. And it's a bunch of like drawn watercolors.
Mhm.
But this
Yeah.
is a small, like, republished edition. This is the one I'm
not the
talking
original,
about is
yeah.
huge, and it's just so beautiful, and I want it. And I was like,
Yeah, I'm
girl,
that
for that
friend.
you could have a worm farm, a bread maker. I want a bread maker.
Okay, but
This is all I got.
hold on. In all fairness, once you have that, you could make better use of your worm farm and your bread maker.
Right? Yeah, you know, and also
You could have a mini apothecary. Like, I'm saying, this could kickstart your dreams.
I love that.
I am a terrible. I am never the friend to go to if you don't want to buy something, because I am like, I'm like, nah. This is how you get. I go back to like, okay. I have so many crafts. Literally, if you could name just about anything off the top of your head, I probably have everything needed to do it in my house right now. Down to really obscure things, really weird stuff. And I still order and buy craft supplies. Okay, I just bought 500 Wonder Clips. Why? Because I wanted to make a blanket. Have I made blankets without Wonder Clips in the past? Yes. Have I done it without 500 of them? Yes. Does it matter? Did I also buy supplies for 4 blankets that I have nothing to do with? Yes. Yeah. Why? Because I felt like it, because it was pretty at the
and then you're so
store.
inspired when you're doing it too. You're making a plan, and I'm going before I go to sleep at night. I'm just going to do me a little square. Yeah,
No,
it
you're not.
doesn't work out.
Yeah, no, you're not.
I
Yeah.
have so much yarn.
I
It's not
have,
even
so
funny.
yeah, I have an entire shelf in our garage of blanks. This is things that I purchased in bulk to do something with.
Something, yeah.
Coasters,
Okay.
coffee cups, t-shirts, glass, it doesn't matter, pins, all sorts of things. They're just blanks. I have 1.5 million of each of them. I can do anything I want with them. I just have them.
It's a perfect craft night for a girls' night.
We should. Seriously, maybe on the 20th we'll have like the party, and then afterwards, for anyone who's still sober enough, I'll be like, to the garage.
Okay, let's go.
I'll be like, we'll sublimate. Girl,
Want a t-shirt?
we will t-shirt. We will sew some pajama bottoms to go with our t-shirts to match our wine
I'm
glass.
here for this.
I'm like
I'm here for
making
this.
everybody candles and wine glasses. Like, this is like the level that we're at. Like, I'm
Oh, I love it.
pouring candles and doing wine glass. Yeah, it's like it's too much, because this is, I've resorted to, I have to have an excuse to do my crafts, or I just keep buying craft shit and I just hoard it and I'm never giving it away. And now I have a daughter that does the same thing, which I think is a problem. I've created a lineage problem, and it's a very expensive one. And
Just copy what she's saying.
I know, yeah. Her whole room, same thing. Her whole room, all these beads, all these things, crystals from all over Georgia. And I'm like, yeah, I support that. I support your dreams. I just bought. My oldest just got into making finite clay caricatures. So you have to buy the little plastic rounds for them to stand on. And you have to have special metal that you make their body frames. You have to have special baked clay and special tools. And you got to buy an airbrush so you can airbrush the little Why? Because I couldn't say no. What a great use of not being on a computer. Obviously, I'm supporting his creativity. His dad's like, you're just spending money at Joann's. I know exactly. This was not about him. This is an excuse for you to go to Joann's. And I'm not going to ask what you spent because it was for the kids. And I was like, I think it's someone's calling me.
You have to go to the farmer market, and one day you decide, okay, so the farmer market is in 2 months. Okay, so let's see what I can do. I have money.
So I will say I batted around with the idea of selling things. And I do a lot of different crafts. I've never been able to bring myself to sell them, because the moment that there is a price associated with it, there's an expectation of a time frame, and now it becomes a job. Now there's a deadline. It's not something that I do anymore just because I feel like doing it. Like now it's something I have to push myself to do. And I've never I like to craft.
It's not a pleasure anymore.
Yeah, and I like crafting because I enjoy creating. And sometimes I don't craft or create or do any kind of artsy fartsy thing for months on end. But when I do, I want to just be able to frivolously do it. And if I screw something up, cool, cut it up and start over. I don't want there to be any
what about the Christmas gift?
Oh.
So for y'all? For the Christmas party?
Yeah, no. For
It's like in general,
for your
people.
family, for example.
Oh, they get
Instead to buy stuff,
they
do
get
yourself.
so much made stuff from me. It's
Oh, really?
not even ready. Yeah, like all my kids' comforters and bedding, I made.
Because
Like
these have more value than to buy something, you know. So something that you really made for somebody.
yeah, but also, Zugai,
You already
so
have.
much more expensive. You know what? I could have bought my
yeah.
kids full bed sets for $45.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not going to tell you what I spent making their blankets,
Yeah.
but they really love them. And you know what? That's
You know those, those teddy
Right.
bear house shoes? Mr. Thomas, these are so expensive. I can make them myself. And I was like, I'm telling you from experience. By the time you're done making them, you should have just bought them.
yeah, it will cost you 3 times as much,
Yeah.
and
You'll be frustrated.
all the headache.
And
Yeah,
rough drafts. And I was like, just buy let me buy your slippers. In fact, just so I don't have to hear any of this, I will buy them.
they're just on your doorstep. Look at how it happened.
Yeah. How did that happen? Yeah, just so I wouldn't have to hear this.
Yeah,
She's also crafty though.
yeah, but I think that's like the plate.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Pilar, thank you so much for coming. If Callista got your email, we will send you a follow-up with this. You will have it for yourself so that you can reference it at any point that you need to. And then you can always reach out to us if you have any questions. And then again, yeah, if you want us to take a look at your Nissan, see why it's blowing smoke again. Like I said, it sounds like it's burning oil, so we may not have better news, but at least you'll have a different opinion, so you can kind of have the information in front of you.
We think you should add that premium engine treatment over here to fix it. I don't know how to go back. I'm totally kidding, by the way. You don't need the premium treatment. It's not going to help you if it's burning oil. But if we were anyone else, we would probably tell you.
Yes.
I think it's
Doing
towards
this?
the top.
There it is.
I think it's really cool that you did it upside down.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's do the raffle real quick before you leave, Pilar. Do two of them.
Probably doesn't look like that. I was just thinking. Probably something super simple.
Lily?
What year is it?
2017, but I didn't change it. I don't know for how long.
It's probably not as long as you think.
This is not in Cuba. I didn't. I changed. They put an additive or things like that.
Okay, Teddy and
getting
Pilar?
better.
Okay. Who went first? Who got it first? Pilar? All right, you can come pick. This is general flat tire maintenance. So you have a air up, plug into your cigarette lighter, air up your tire, a funnel because they were on Amazon. A tire patch kit, a general set of tools, and a jack with a little tool set. Over here we have like a general no start. So this is an actual jump box pack. So this you can hook up to your battery without needing another car, and it will start your battery as long as your battery is startable. A little first aid kit, another funnel, a fire extinguisher that I promise you should have in your car, but very few people do, and another bag. So you can pick first, and then Teddy, you will get the other one. Yeah, pick. Your name came up first, so yeah, you get to pick one. Go for it. Yay! And then two paper. Yeah. All right. Well, have a great evening. Of course. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. And then you might need 3 hands for that, so it's good that you brought it, friends, because yes, the jack is heavy, but it's a big girl jack. Thank you. It will hold.
Oh, it's a jack. That's really cool.
Awesome.
That's
So,
badass.
Yeah, it was supposed to come with a jack stands. It did not. So the internet lied to me, but we tried.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit safer on the road.
Yes.
You know?
Have a little
Scissor
more
jacks
wine.
are the worst.
Appreciate
I know.
you.
And
They're
they just
terrifying.
wibbly wobble
I
and do
refuse
crazy
to.
things.
I have a
Yeah, gonna leave as well because my husband is already calling me.
What?
So, yeah.
He's doing calls.
No, he's supposed to come.
Oh.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, I really like you."
Well, now you know things he doesn't know. So you know what?
No. So,
Okay. It's good to see you.
thank you so much. Huh?
Of course.
Thank you. And good to see
Yes.
you.
Good to see you. I'll see you
And thank you
soon.
so much for everything.
Yeah,
It
a
was
Friday.
Very nice something to
Right.
mention. So,
I
was like,
I
I
forget
don't know
that.
why I felt like it's because we did the little shindig.
I know, it didn't feel
like
normal.
the last one. Like, no.
I know.
It's over here looking. Why does it feel like that?
Make
Be a
sure
Friday. I should
Yeah.
Yeah, in the 20th we have a speaker,
Cool. Who's speaking?
Wen Yang. She's
Has she been in our thing before?
she has not. No,
Okay.
I actually met her downtown at the Capitol Factory.
Oh, cool.
And so she does helps businesses perfect their pitch so that they can get funding.
Nice.
And then she helps coach them through getting funding through seed, Series A, Series B funding. So we're talking like anywhere from 1 to 5 million up to about between 20 and 80 million. And so that's kind of what her like specialty is of helping
Okay.
companies scale and grow very quickly.
Yeah.
So she's going to come and talk to us about how to perfect our pitch and how to be able to, if we want to get out in the world and like tell our story with, you know, that 30-second commercial kind of thing, how to do that better in a more effective way, and then how to use a pitch deck. So
Cool.
yeah. And she lives in Round Rock with us. So I'm like, yeah,
These people out here, like, it is, that's incredible.
I know.
It is. I'm going to be a millionaire one day. Actually, a billionaire. So.
Yes, I'm here for it.
Yes.
I'm like, I need all the bees.
Come on.
You okay?
All right. I mean,
Are you getting choked up? You want to be a billionaire too, girl? We're here. We are here.
You're like, that's all a whole chunk of strawberry, and then to chew it, and it just.
Oh God, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not saving no one else's life this week. The little one tried to choke to death, and I said, so I have had to have been resuscitated twice in my life, so I've technically died a couple of times.
Oh my God.
And some of them have been by choking. Apparently, laughing and eating is just like a really bad combination. Turns out.
Yeah.
So I know the sound of like, you're not just like, it's not stuck, like you are struggling for life at this moment. I'm like in her office and I hear her and I stop what I'm doing. And I felt like a weird, like porcelain doll in like a horror movie. Cause I was like
Zoning in on the sound.
and then I heard it again and I didn't even blink. I don't know how I made it from the office to where she was. And I was like, like, and she was like, ow. And I was like, yeah, move your arm, but you're breathing. Like pieces of shrimp came out of her mouth. It was gross. But I was like, you're alive now. You're welcome. I'm going back. Cough it up. Put your hair out your face. Take some breath. Drink some water. I got to go back to work. But okay, you're breathing. We're good. So if you do it as well, Brianna, I don't want to break anyone's ribs. Okay? I can't. I don't have it in me today.
Just like, I'm tired.
Done with the strawberries.
I'm tired of being a soldier in the army of the Lord.
I'm out here doing the Lord's work.
Exactly.
I'm Lady Jesus and
Also, the crumbs will get you. Like if you ever like
Oh,
laugh
man.
while you're eating, the crumbs.
The crumbs are
It
the
was
worst.
Like, yeah.
I can barely sometimes my own spit will get me and I'm like, what?
Why am I trying to take myself out?
I know, and I start choking. I'm like, this isn't even dry. I am dying over here. It's fine. It's totally fine.
It's all right.
Did he find his keys, Lily? Great.
Also, that's been filming. I
Yeah.
asked.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
I'm
He'll
so
go through and
fun.
cut it all out.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, Sarah, what do you think Sarah J. Maas is?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's
but, like,
all.
Well, you know what's funny? I refuse to get into it. I don't know why. It's a rebellious thing. You know what? I'll probably give me like 5 more years and I'll end up reading it.
Here's what I'll say. I don't think you're missing much, but one of the funniest things so I don't typically read spicy books. Okay. I'm really really into like weird dragon stuff, not like spicy dragon stuff. Like,
Which is so funny because I've got one of those.
is it the what is her name? Is it Robin Dixon? Do you have Robin Dixon books? Okay, because I would have known some things all of a sudden. I was like, girl, you want to talk about some spicy literature?
Oh.
Robin Dixon got some. I don't blush easy. Okay, like I make jokes with the best of them out here. I have no problem. And Robin Dixon, about 10 pages in, I was like, so I need to turn a fan on. Like,
10 pages
So
is
that's my
crazy.
other problem. Yeah, I'm a slow burn girly. I like it to be like, what is her name? Now, because we're talking about, but like, I need it to be like 500 pages and nothing happens until the last 20. I need to be
build
edged like
up some
crazy.
anxiety for it.
Yeah. But if you're into shorter, spicy reads, Kimberly Lemming, The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. I know it sounds really strange and stupid.
And I'm here for
was
it.
one of the best books I've ever. Like that's one of my. I'm not a repeat reader.
Yeah.
That's my. But her books are like my.
Go
my
back
comfort.
to.
Yeah. Like if I could pick a universe, it would be that universe. So, like
Okay.
I love that fantasy. So I've recently. My weird thing is I finally traveled into because there's romance and then there's fantasy.
Yes.
But then there's romance fantasy.
Yes.
And then there's spicy. Yeah. I just it was more of like a jokey read. It's very short. It's on Kindle Unlimited, and it's what's a girl got to do to get on the naughty list. It's by Kimberly Lemming. It is
Is she fucking Santa or an elf?
Yeah, she's fucking Krampus.
Okay, I knew we were about to get something.
Nice.
Let's go.
It's Krampus, so there's no cookies.
Yeah, it's
Babe,
a
you got
funny
the
book,
cookies.
and
Come
it
here.
made
So
me laugh.
hopefully there's some whiskey and molasses.
If you read it, tell me. It's really. It's short. I read it in like a day, and it made me laugh and blush. I was like, what?
Okay, I like
It
that.
looks
See, I can get through the humor, and that's my thing with the Sarah J. Maas thing is like, so I was in a book club that started reading it with a very good friend of mine and then some of her friends. Okay, and let me be very clear. This is not a shared social group. Like her and I are friends. And then these are other people that I normally do not associate with, right? Like, be very clear on this. And so we're reading the book, and I'm like, all right, I'm reading it. Like, we're here for. I do like the universe that's created with that. Like, that's one of the things I'm very into fantasy. You give me like dragons and fairies, and I'm like, I'm here for it. Just put an alicorn somewhere in there, and I am like happy. Okay, so what I didn't love, so we go to the book club and we're like talking about it, and everyone's kind of very like topically talking about the book and how they feel about the universe and da 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 da. And then we get to where we're talking about the spicy bits, right? And I was like, "Are you picking them up?" Oh, well, here you can go. Turn them all off and then put them in the case for me, baby. Thank you. But then here's where it really came about is almost all of them were married, and the thing was their husbands didn't know.